Hello guys, my name is Prince and this is Math Center. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Post your comments and questions on my social media handles and I'll respond to it. We are on the topic vectors. In the previous video, we learned how to multiply a vector by a scalar. In this video, we are going to learn about equal vectors. What are equal vectors? Two vectors are said to be equal if they have the same magnitude and direction. So, if vector A is given as x1, y1, and vector B is given as x2, y2, and vector A is equal to vector B, then x1, y1 is equal to x2, y2. So, x1 is equal to x2 and y1 is equal to y2. So if two vectors are equal, then the x component of one vector is equal to the x component of the other vector, and the y component of one vector is also equal to the y component of the other vector. If you have two vectors like that, we say that they are equal, and those two vectors will have the same magnitude and direction. You will find out more about this as the study goes on. For now, what you have to know is that if two vectors are equal, the x component of one vector is equal to the x component of the other vector. Then the y component of one vector is also equal to the y component of the other vector. Let's use this information to solve some questions. We have been given two questions here. Given that x is equal to x minus 4, then 3, and t is equal to 5 and 3 minus y, find x and y if x is equal to t. And the second one is p is equal to 4x plus 3, 5 plus 2y, and q is equal to 11 minus 5. Find x and y if p is equal to q. Let's take them and solve them one after the other. So we pick the first one. We have x to be equal to x minus 4 and 3. Then t is 5 and 3 minus y. The question says that vector x is equal to vector t, as you can see here. Now, because vector x is equal to vector t, we can say that x minus 4, 3 is equal to 5, 3 minus y, because this is vector s and this is vector t. We have learned that if two vectors are equal, then what it means is that the s component of one is equal to the s component of the other. So here, x minus 4 is equal to 5. X minus 4 is the s component of this vector x here. 5 is the s component of this vector t. So x minus 4 is equal to 5. This is linear equation. We've solved a lot of linear equations. So what do you do here? We make s the subject. So you send negative 4 over to this side. So x will give us 5 plus 4 and x is 9. In the same way, the y component here, which is 3, is equal to the other y component, which is 3 minus y. So we can say that 3 is equal to 3 minus y. If you are making y the subject or we are finding y is negative here. So if I send it over to this side, it becomes positive. Then I'll send the 3 here, which is positive, over here. It becomes negative. So y is equal to 3 minus 3 and y is equal to 0. So we can say that x is equal to 9 and y is equal to 0 if vector s is equal to vector t. Let's take the second question. 4x plus 3, 5 plus 2y for p, and for q, we have 11 minus 5. And p is equal to q. Now, if p is equal to q, we can say that 4x plus 3, 5 plus 2y, which is vector p, is equal to 11 minus 5, which is vector q. So from here, we know that this s component here is equal to this s component here. So we can say that 4s plus 3 is equal to 11. We know from linear equations that when you get this, you have to group like terms. So you have 4x is equal to 11 minus 3. 4x is equal to 8. you divide both sides by 4. We've done a lot of this under linear equation. So if you want to understand how to solve this linear equation, watch the video on type 1 of linear equations. We solved a lot of these examples there. So x is equal to 2. In the same way, you can see that the y component here is also equal to the y component here. So 5 plus 2y is equal to minus 5. Once again, you group like terms. So you have 2y is equal to minus 5 minus 5. 2y is equal to minus 10. You divide both sides by 2 and y will give us minus 5. So we can say that x is equal to 2 and y is equal to minus 5 if vector p is equal to vector q. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video where we will take another example on equal vectors. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Bye bye.